Applying a loan in a sacco and you fail to get guarantors. You are not able to get guarantors. Guarantors is one of the key problems that majority of sacco members go through. It's a challenge. And it's so much that most people talk about this challenge as if they only come about it at the point of their request for credit. It's like most institutions do not talk about the requests or the demand or the requirement for guarantors at the point a member wants to apply for a loan. But let's stop for a minute. Where do people get credit for free? Where do people get unsecured loans? Let's talk about what one can do to acquire a loan or take advantage of the opportunities presented to you as a member when you join a sacco in the midst of the challenge of guarantee after a 3-minute break. Welcome back, and let's look at acquiring a loan or what benefits accrue to you as a member even when faced with the challenge of guarantors. And to begin with, there must be a reason why one will join a sacco, leave alone the point of borrowing or the question of guarantee poses a challenge from the very beginning if the only reason why you joined your sacco was to access credit and not any other reason. Because saccos present several opportunities to you as a member. And this is if you elect to join a good sacco. Because your investment needs to be secured. You need to protect your investments. The first level of protection of your investment, even outside saccos, depends on you. Your choice matters a lot. And therefore, once you have gotten a good sacco, you can use your sacco for long-term planning. Long-term planning in the sense that I'm looking at when you quit or when the time to retire come, if you have invested enough in your sacco or a sizable chunk in your sacco, you can really access a consistent passive income that can support your lifestyle if need be. Because looking around, saccos have proven to be consistent in paying out dividends and interest rebates on deposits consistently and with very little volatility. If you analyze many of the saccos that you walk around, the saccos that have been with us for some good period of time, a long period of time, let's say over 10, 20 years, you will notice that their return graph, their dividend payout curve keeps increasing. It never goes down. Only in some cases, it may remain constant for a period of time, for a number of years, but it consistently increases over time. It's an observation that personally I've made in the field of cooperatives and observed that, and it's very painful when you register that a pioneer member of a sacco that has been around for the last 40, 30, 50 years, retiring from service or employment, and the only option that they have is to withdraw everything that they put in the sacco to go use it for other purposes, maybe at home. And what that one speaks to is that the amount of returns, the dividends, and the interest rebate combined that this member is able to garner or receive from the sacco owing to his investments are so little that the member doesn't feel the significance of that money. But who was the problem? Who created that problem in the beginning? It is the member himself. You did not save enough when you were in service. And therefore, for example, if you know that, or if you feel that 50,000 shillings on every month would be enough for you to survive on or to live on, then you need to take that 50,000, multiply by 12, you get 600,000. That should be the amount of income that you should be receiving from your investments in order to live on. So this 600,000 being your total annual income to live on, then you have to look at the rates, and to be conservative or prudent, you'd not over expect. Do not over subject yourself to an expectation of a high return rate. So the average market rates that are consistent is between 9 and 12. So the average being 10%, then it means by the time you want to quit, or you are leaving employment, or you want to switch from active incomes to passive incomes, then you should have a portfolio of 6 million shillings that, when subjected to the rate of 10%, an average rate of return that you cannot miss it, then you will get 600,000. These 600,000 being either your dividends or your interest received from different investments, then is what you put in an account where you do drawdowns on a monthly basis of 50,000 to last you a whole year to receive another batch. Therefore, what I mean is that if a member has 6 million worth of investment, maybe you have a million in sacco shares, you have a million in sacco deposits, you have 2 million in the bonds, you have another 2 million in other IOU papers. You could be having some rental income. It is the combination of these incomes, whatever you are receiving from the bonds, what you are receiving from sacco in the interest, rebates and dividends, and what you are receiving from the rental properties. When you combine them, they should give a total of 600,000, which once we receive, we now look for another account where we place that money, and we access 50,000 shillings on a monthly basis to cater for our living expenses, so that the 600,000 can run us for a period of 12 months. That said, the amounts, or what we regard as a portfolio is accumulation of different investments, or a collection of different investments. Your sacco shares, sacco deposits, your bonds, your shares, your rental property, that gives you your portfolio spread. Back again to our analysis of investment, and where we have a challenge of guarantors. A guarantor or guarantee is the most available form of collateral or security to access sacco loans. Your deposits are not only available to guarantee other members, but they are your primary security when you want to access loans yourself. And because a loan has to be fully guaranteed or fully secured, you can access loans to the extent of your savings. If you want to access loans that are more than your savings, that is the time you need to use alternative securities or other forms of securities. And the first readily available and acceptable security will be other members' guarantees. When you are shopping for your sacco, you also need to look at whether the sacco accepts other forms of securities, like charges. You can look for saccos that accept bonds, certificates, title deeds, and other forms of securities. Also look for SACCOs that offer asset financing, meaning that the property or the asset that you are acquiring is the one that will serve as collateral for that particular loan. But there is another important aspect that most people don't look at. I know it's because of lack of information, and that is the reason I'm doing this video. If you are with me this far, it means the information that is coming to you via this video has value for you. If you are new, I request you to subscribe and share the information to other people that we can all learn together. If you are my subscriber, I thank you a lot. Thank you so much for your subscription, and I hope you are sharing the information to other people. Let's continue sharing the information and engaging in the comment section. When you interact with this information, you are giving the algorithm the required information to keep pushing the video to other viewers. There is what we call debt arbitraging, where arbitraging is sourcing a commodity, a product from a lower priced market and availing it in a higher priced market, and the difference or the range becomes your return or your net return. Generally, SACCOs offer loans at interest rates that are way below the banking rates or the prevailing market or lending rates. So in most cases, you get a SACCO that is offering or charging an interest rate that, when compared with other investment opportunities, like perhaps let's look at the bond market. You may get a bond at the rate of 18% as the return, while your SACCO is giving you a loan at the rate of 12%, 13%, meaning there is an average of about 6% that you can take advantage of. So if you find yourself in a situation whereby you are unable to access frequencies of a loan based on inability to access guarantee, you can access that loan secured by your shares. Invest that money in such products. Then, what the difference between what the SACCO is charging you as interest and what the investment will be generating for you as a return being higher, you will be making a surplus. On the other side, SACCOs, their dividend rate and the interest rate on deposits, they are different. You will get a SACCO that is charging you a 12% on your loans, and it's paying you a dividend at 20%, at 17%, 18%. There is a margin. So if you are thinking a long-term investment and you are in a viable SACCO, I insist you are in a viable SACCO, because we have so many small SACCOs that go down with members' money. But if you have invested in a viable SACCO, then you can source money through the loan. Then this amount that you have already sourced, you can also buy or invest it in share capital. What is the advantage in investing in share capital? Without focusing on the rate of return, that is the dividend payout rate by the SACCO, let's look at how you can access share capital from other members. There are members who will be quitting or withdrawing from the SACCO, and the others have already withdrawn, maybe because they have retired from their places of work or for any other reason. But the main reason is that most people, when they retire, they find themselves in a situation whereby they have not accumulated sufficient capital in their accounts with the SACCO, and therefore the returns that they are getting at the end of the year are so small, they cannot rely on them. So the only option they think of is, let me pull out my deposits and whatever amounts I can access, then let me go do business with them. If you are unable to do business when you are energetic, young, and you had a network while working, what makes you think once you are 60 years and you are going to the village, you'll be able to do good business there? You invest in things that you know and take advantage of existing networks, both professional and social. So now, sir, because share capital is not accessible, it's not transferable, it's not withdrawable, but you can transfer it to an existing member upon purchase, this share capital is sold out or purchased at a percentage that is way below what sits in the account. For example, a member has the share capital to a tune of 30,000, 50,000, 20,000, and you purpose to buy at 50%. It means you have an immediate return of 50%. This person has 20,000 in the share capital account. You are buying it at 10,000, meaning you are accessing an immediate gain of 10,000. It's a capital gain, but it's not taxable. It will not be taxable because the moment you fill in the share transfer forms, the price is not indicated and the new agreement not indicated, meaning it's just a switch from the account to your account and you're paid. So if you accumulate a substantial amount of share capital through such acquisition, over time, you will have accumulated a huge amount of share capital that when subjected to the sacco dividend rate, you have an handsome take home as passive income. So the reason I look at purchase of sacco shares, good sacco share capital, as a viable investment is that, one, you are buying it at a discount that you dictate. You bargain with the person who is selling the share capital or the withdrawing member. And number two, you have a return. So a return from the share capital in the form of dividend. So such arrangement is the one in the market we call a CAMDIV purchase. You are buying the share capital together with the dividend. Think of you're doing that transaction in the last quarter of the year. You are buying the share capital. You're also buying the dividend from January to the time that you're buying that. You're also buying that dividend because the amount of dividend that is payable to that member shall not be prorated since it's a share capital that was existing in the system. Look at that. So, in a nutshell, a member in a sacco who is a neighbor who has a challenge with the guarantors, you can guarantee yourself. You can secure a loan within your deposits. You can access your deposits or savings as a loan. At that point, somebody may ask, why is it that I'm accessing my own deposits and as a loan, meaning that you are accessing my money and you are charging me interest for my money? And this is my answer. On condition you are not withdrawing from the sacco. On condition you are not accessing your deposits for purposes of seizing or withdrawing from the sacco, all members access as a loan. Number two, the sacco interest that is paid to members on their deposits, it's called a rebate. Interest rebate, not just interest, a rebate. And by definition, a rebate is a refund because you are felt to have paid a higher amount or more than you should. So there's aspect, your question of why am I accessing my money at a cost is answered through the sacco refunding you the interest at the end of the year in the name of interest rebate. For those who have their deposits and they don't access loans, then it comes to them as a return on that investment, having availed capital for the sacco for only lending to other members. So with that information, I hope you are answered what to do with yourself. I request you to subscribe if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the like button if this video is formative. Share the video. Give me a comment in the comment section, because those parameters will be used by the algorithm to distribute or share the video to other viewers.